Hey everyone, my name is Wedge and it's time for Commander 2017 spoiler season. I know I'm super excited about it too. Before we jump right in, be sure to click the first link in the description, enter a giveaway to win a free box of Hour of Devastation shipped anywhere in the world for free. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the Mana Source or Umativo or both. Super easy and you can get free stuff. Get on it. Alright, let's do this thing. Balan, Wandering Knight is 2 of anything and 2 white for a 3/3 legendary creature Cat Knight with first strike. It has double strike as long as 2 or more equipment are attached to it. You can also pay 2 mana and attach all equipment you control to Balan. Holy crap, this thing is bonkers. Talk about a new way to build equipment Voltron. That ability is straight broken. Kemba's already quite popular, and this is just way better than Kemba as a mono-white equipment beast. We're talking synergies with Srom, Senior Edificer, and since you can spend a measly 2 mana to equip all equipment to Balan, Argentum Armor, Loxodon Warhammer, Sword of Vengeance, Batterskull. Best part? Like the cherry on top of this delicious equipment sundae, you can do this the turn Balan hits the battlefield. You don't have to tap it or wait, which means that you can drop the Cat Knight and then immediately grab all of the equipment, which means that it'll have near instantaneous protection with Lightning Greaves, or Swiftfoot Boots, or Darksteel Plate. Balan Wandering Knight is a super absurd equipment lord, and you can bet your sweet patootie that we're going to make a sick deck with this Cat Knight boss. Totally ridiculous. Set's Tiger is 2 of anything and 2 white for a 3/3 cat with flash. When it enters the battlefield, you gain protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Pretty sweet ability on a cool cat, and at instant speed, that's some nice utility, but hilariously, I think this card is better suited for a deck that abuses flicker effects. It is white, so you have some movement here, but something like this, you want this in a deck where you can trigger that enter the battlefield ability more than once. I'm talking Rune of the Hidden Realm, or Brago, something like that. You want this in a strategy where you can keep gaining protection from colors all the time. Think about this in a deck with Deadeye Navigator or Eldrazi Displacer. Add in a Panharmonicon and you can start protecting yourself from the rainbow. Set's Tiger is pretty cool for a cat deck, but I think this feline is much better elsewhere. It's a great card regardless. Stalking Leonin is 3 mana for a 3/3 cat archer. When it enters the battlefield, secretly choose an opponent. Reveal the player you chose. Exile target creature that's attacking you. If it's controlled by the chosen player, activate this ability only once. What a sneaky cat. This reminds me more of a conspiracy card than a commander product card. When you secretly choose an opponent, this usually means that you write down the name of the player on a piece of paper and put it face down or something like that. As far as playability is concerned, I think this is a solid removal ability, especially if you know you're going to get attacked by a specific player, but just like Set's Tiger, I want this in a deck where I can flicker it. Each time you exile it and bring it back, you get to secretly choose a new opponent and you get your activation over again. Besides, the ability can only be used once each time. You need a way to keep it live, getting more value for you. Again, a great cat for a cat deck, nice piece of removal, but I want it in those blink decks. I want it in there badly. So much removal for so little cost. Hungry Lynx is 2 mana for a 2/2 cat. Cats you control have protection from rats. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent creates a 1/1 black rat token with Death Touch. Whenever a rat dies, put a +1/+1 counter on each cat you control. Ha! This is awesome. Hungry Lynx is flavorful as all heck. This is one of the only times a card like this can be green. A card designed to make you wreck your opponent's creatures. You usually find abilities like this on black cards or sometimes red cards, but they aren't often on green cards. Just fantastic, I love it. Now, as far as playability is concerned, Hungry Lynx creates a serious issue on the board. You're probably going to be fine because your deck is full of cats, but all your opponents have to deal with a 1/1 Death Touchers now. Probably something they don't want to do. So they're either going to kill your Hungry Lynx if they can, but if they can't, things are going to get downright nasty, and the best part, you come out on top. They'll have to spend resources killing these rats, while you get +1/+1 counters on each cat you control. What an absurd card for 2 mana. Hungry Lynx is easily my favorite card we've looked at so far, beyond funny. Traverse the Outlands is 5 mana for a sorcery. Search your library for up to X basic land cards where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Put those cards onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. Well, holy butts in a bucket. This sorcery is ridiculous, and I love that it isn't tied to a specific tribe. You can use this anywhere, and I promise you players are going to play this for a long time. Got a huge creature? Need to get a ton of basic lands and perfect color fixing in the process? Boom, right here. It's already been pointed out, but this card in Omnath, Locus of Rage? Come on, how is that even fair? You create an elemental army out of nowhere. It's like a creature power version of Boundless Realms. Just insane. I mean, Traverse goes everywhere. Beyond Omnath, a card like this has serious value in something like Xenaghost, God of Revels. Great synergy with Prime Speaker Zagana, strong with Karametra. Plenty of commanders will love this card. This is good stuff. Mirri, Weatherlight Duelist, is one of anything 1 green and 1 white for a 3/2 legendary creature cat warrior with first strike. Whenever she attacks, each opponent can't block with more than 1 creature this combat. As long as Mirri is tapped, no more than 1 creature can attack you each combat. Mirri is back! Oh my goodness, and a great name. Mirri goes all the way back to Exodus, the artifact in Weatherlight Saga, a truly loyal member of the crew, and in love with Gerard. Ah, Mirri, I love you. Alright, let's talk playability. Mirri's kinda crazy. 3 mana for a 3/2 with first strike is respectable enough to bring home to the parents, but those triggers, oh man. When she attacks, you reduce all your opponent's defensive forces to a single creature, and as long as she's tapped, you do the same to their attacking forces. So gross. The nice thing about Mirri is that she can be used in a defensive deck that needs to stem bleeding, and she can be used in an offensive deck that can't deal with the crackback from an all-out attack. Think about it. She attacks and is now tapped. Until your next turn, she'll likely remain tapped, which means the entire table only gets to attack you with 1 creature per combat. That's hilarious. Put her in a deck with Nakata Warpride, she's basically another Dueling Grounds. So gross, great card, so happy. Nazahn, Revered Bladesmith, is 4 of anything 1 green and 1 white for a 5/4 legendary creature cat artificer. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for an equipment card and reveal it. If you reveal a card named Hammer of Nazahn this way, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put that card into your hand and shuffle your library. Whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, you may tap target creature defending player controls. Holy text box, Batman. Nazahn has a lot to say and has 2 abilities that just don't really have that much to do with each other. Alright, a 6 mana 5/4 is nothing to write home about, but the dude tutors for an equipment on entry to the battlefield, any equipment you want, and if it's this fabled hammer, you get to put it directly onto the battlefield. If not, you still got to tutor an equipment to your hand. That's going to work out real well with Balon, just saying. Now, besides that, whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, you may tap target creature defending player controls. We've already seen Mirri, who hates other creatures blocking. This is starting to look like a sub-theme. Nazahn didn't even need that second ability to be useful, but being able to blank a strong blocker each time you attack is powerful, and a good way to swing a game in your favor. Nazahn does a lot. Equipment tutor and oppressive combat master. Now let's talk about that hammer. Hammer of Nazahn is 4 mana for a legendary artifact equipment that costs 4 to equip. Whenever the hammer or another equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach that equipment to target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has indestructible. My goodness, I get why you would want to tutor for this with Nazahn. You get it onto the battlefield directly, and then every single equipment that touches your side of the battlefield from then on is placed immediately on a creature? Is it just me, or is this cat deck making equipment outrageously powerful? The hammer is amazing in its own right, but you also get a card that can tutor for it and put it onto the battlefield, and even if you don't have that, you get to auto-equip it by playing it naturally anyways. And the creature it goes on has indestructible and a power boost. It can't just be me. You have to see how insane equipment are now, right? I mean, even if you take away all these cats, which you obviously wouldn't, you have to see that Sram, Kemba, Odric, these commanders are getting crazy new toys to play with. Commander 2017 is looking nasty already. Looks like today was Cat Day. What do you think about the centerpieces for the new Cat deck? Are these cards what you expected you'd see? Personally, I didn't think we were going to see so many on-the-nose equipment cards. Equipment always look good on cats, but this is a whole other level now. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments and we'll talk about it. I'm excited to get your feedback. Also, be sure to click the first link in the description to win a free box of Hour of Devastation. Super easy, just be subscribed, it's so easy. And as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. This video is brought to you in part by TCGplayer.com. If you want to get ready for Commander 2017 right now, you can absolutely do that. You can pre-order all 4 decks right this second for $120 shipped on TCG Player. That's about $30 each, $10 cheaper than you'll find in big box stores, and available for you right now. If you're interested, simply click the link on the screen. Helps the channel. We all win. Enjoy.